Hello, good morning students. Today we are going to discuss comparative analysis of cash transaction approach and cash balance approach. In the earlier videos we discussed cash transaction approach, cash balance approach, and in the last video we discussed how far cash balance approach is superior to cash transaction approach. So today we are going to discuss comparative analysis of both the approaches. And there are some points of similarity and there are some points of dissimilarities. First, we will discuss points of similarity. Same conclusion. Both the approaches lead to the same conclusion, or that other things being equal, there is direct and proportionate relationship between supply of money or quantity of money and price level. Okay. As supply of money increases, price level also increase in the same proportion and in the same direction. In two diagrams we discuss. मैं आपको दोनों डायग्राम ज्वाइन करके दिखाऊंगा तो आपको एकदम क्लियर हो जाएगा. What we discuss here, quantity of money and price level in Fisher's approach, and this is Pigu's approach, quantity of money and purchasing power. Okay, so original supply of money is OM, original price level is OP, OP here OM, and original purchasing power is OP. As supply of money increases from OP to OP1, price level also increase from OM to OM1, price level also increase from OP to OP1. अगर वो हम लोग नीचे ले ले ऐसे, so as supply of money increases from OM to OM1, purchasing power falls from OP to OP1. Okay, supply of money rises, price level rises, but purchasing power falls. तो ये एक तरह से दोनों सेम ही है. Yeah, the relation is explained of quantity of money and purchasing power. सिर्फ डिफरेंस है कि यहाँ रिलेशन क्वांटिटी ऑफ मनी और परचेजिंग पावर का दिखाया गया है. Obviously, if there is a positive relation, direct relationship between supply of money and price level, obviously there is an inverse relationship between supply of money and purchasing power. Conclusion ये है कि both the theory, both the approaches lead to the same conclusion. There is direct and proportionate relationship between supply of money and price level. Second, no theory, no approach has explained relative price. Both the theory has considered only general price level, but both the theory have not considered changes in relative prices. Third and most important point, equations, the variables used in both the equations are more or less similar. For example, this is the Fisher's equation, MV is equal to PT. And this is Pigu's equation, P is equal to M upon KR. Where M in Fisher's equation and Pigu's equation, दोनों में same है, supply of money or quantity of money. P for price level. Okay. T in Fisher's equation and R in Pigu's equation has also same meaning. What is T? Total volume of transaction. Total volume of transaction. And what is R? Real income. What is R? Real income. Okay. तो सिंपल हमने देखा ही है पहले कि one person expenditure is other person's income. So transaction, what is total volume of transaction क्या है? It indicating total volume of expenditure. और जितना expenditure होगा उतना income होगा. So T and R has also the same meaning. Only difference is in V and K. Only difference is in V and K. What is V? V is velocity of circulation of money. Okay, number of times each unit of money used for transaction circulate. And K क्या indicate करता है? Proportion of real income which is held in cash. apparently हमको डिफरेंस दिख रहा है कि there is a difference between V and K, but when we analyze the equation carefully, what will we find that V and K are nothing but they are reciprocal of each other. It means V is equal to 1 upon K or K is equal to 1 upon V. I will explain you. V is equal to 1 upon K and K is equal to 1 upon V. कैसे? What is V? We circulate and use for transaction. तो V क्या? V velocity is index of spending. And K क्या indicate करता है? Proportion of real income which is held in cash. मतलब ये क्या है? K is indicating demand for money as a store of value. So K क्या इंडिकेटर है? K is a indicator of holding. तो जितनी स्पेंडिंग बढ़ेगी उतनी होल्डिंग कम होगी और जितनी होल्डिंग बढ़ेगी उतनी स्पेंडिंग कम होगी. We will try to understand with an example. Suppose there are A, B, C, D and E. 100 rupees note pass through this 5 person A, B, C, D and E. तो वेलोसिटी कितना हो जाएगा? 5. ओके, बट अब सी के पास 100 रुपीज की नोट आती है तो सी क्या करता है? उसको होल्ड करता है. सो डिमांड फॉर मनी एज पर कैश बैलेंस अप्रोच, होल्डिंग मनी इन कैश. यार सी इज अ पर्सन हु इज नॉट स्पेंडिंग मनी इमीडिएटली. ही इज होल्डिंग मनी एंड ही विल स्पेंड मनी in the future either for transaction motive or precautionary mode. अगर वो C होल्ड करता है तो D और E के पास 100 रुपए की नोट नहीं जाएगी तो डेट टाइम B कितना हो जाएगा? 3. So as K holding increases in the economy, spending falls. Okay, or spending increasing is holding falls. Okay, so they are nothing, they are reciprocal of each other. V is equal to 1 upon K and K is equal to 1 upon V. Okay, so equations used, variables used in both the equations are similar. Okay, so this is the similar point of the same conclusion. Note here he has explained relative prices and similar equations. Now we will discuss points of dissimilarity. Difference in the concept of supply of money. According to cash transaction approach, supply of money is a flow concept. Of course, they also believe that supply of money is a stock concept, but they have included V. What is V? Velocity of circulation of money, which cannot remain constant. Okay, so according to them, supply of money is a flow concept, while according to cash balance approach, supply of money is a stock concept, which can be discussed at particular point of time. And supply of money is autonomously determined by central monetary authority, which remains constant in the short period. Here, supply of money is a flow concept, which does not remain constant, which can be discussed over a period of time. And here, supply of money is a stock concept, particular point of time. So there is a difference between, there is a difference in concept of supply of money in Fisher's equation and Piku's equation. Difference in the concept of demand for money. Obviously, according to Fisher, according to cash transaction approach, demand for money, matlab transaction approach, transaction demand for money, they have laid emphasis only on medium of exchange function. Why we are demanding money? Because we need money for daily transaction. So they laid emphasis on medium of exchange function, while cash transaction approach laid emphasis on store of value function. Holding aspect. We would like to keep certain amount of money in cash. This is demand for money. So here supply of money, demand for money, transaction motive के लिए, the laid emphasis on medium of exchange function. Cash balance approach laid emphasis on store of value function. Difference in approach and emphasis on V and K. We already discussed there is a difference. Cash transaction approach laid emphasis on V. V is indicating spending, while K indicating holding, desire of holding money. So Fisher's के equation में they have considered V is an important variable, and in Pigu's equation K is the most important variable. Demand for money changes, demand for goods and services can be influenced, and price level also can be influenced. जैसे जैसे K change होगा तो demand for goods and services change and price level can be influenced. So cash transaction approach laid emphasis on K, proportion of real income which is held in cash, while cash balance approach, cash transaction approach laid emphasis on V. So one approach laid emphasis on spending, and one approach laid emphasis on holding. So that is the difference. Next, mechanistic approach versus realistic approach. In the last video, we also discussed this point. The Fisher's equation is mechanistic approach. The theory says that there is how the theory has not explained how changes in supply of money will bring about changes in price level. वो जस्ट ऐसे ही ऐसे ही बोल देते हैं कि as supply of money increases, price level also increase. But the approach has not explained how changes in supply of money will bring about changes in price level. But cash balance approach is more realistic. Realistic क्यों है? Because it indicating humanistic approach. That as desire of a person to hold cash balance change, demand for goods and services can be changed, and price level can be influenced. So in compared to cash transaction approach, the approach is more realistic, the approach is more humanistic. So I'm repeating, there is a difference in the concept of supply of money. According to cash transaction approach, supply of money is a flow concept, can be discussed over a period of time. According to cash balance approach, the supply of money is a stock concept, can be discussed particular point of time. There is a difference in demand for money. Cash transaction approach laid emphasis on medium of exchange function, while cash balance approach laid emphasis on store of value function. Difference in approach and emphasis on V and K. Cash transaction approach emphasize on V, indicating of spending, while cash transaction balance approach emphasize on K, index of holding. There is also difference. One approach is mechanistic approach, other approach is realistic approach. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much.